What's happening, folks? Welcome to the Heroes Media Group Podcast Network. It's me, Gene. It's Doc Talk time. Hey, man, we're going to keep going on our series of interviewing some anglers out there from Team Nucanoe, my fellow teammates out there. Nucanoe is a big part of the True Patriot Outfitters, man. Without that strategic partnership from the very beginning, we wouldn't have been able to get off the ground the way we were. Their willingness to work with the Romans Warrior Foundation helped lead to this whole thing, man. So we're running around there and talking to some of our Team Nucanoe fellow anglers and doing some interviews along there. Before we get going any further, this episode that is being broadcast on the Heroes Media Group Podcast Network out there. If you've not checked out a lot of the other podcasts that they have, some fantastic podcasts by my fellow brothers and sisters that are running those shows. Go to heroesmediagroup.com. Go check them out. You can see each one of us. We have our own page that's listed on this new website. It's super cool. Hit social media and you can find him right through there. Mr. Adam Bird is running that show over there and keeping a lot of cool stuff presented. Go check out the podcast and hit them up. Of course, the Doc Talk, we are brought to you by, for this entire season and beyond, the Romans Warrior Foundation. Helping is healing. Press that, smash that hashtag along. Helping is healing. Check out the GWAT wall. Check out the Field Ops Division, the Stop 22, Hoosiers with Hearts Disaster Relief Team, all part of the Romans Warrior Foundation. If you have it in your means, so forth, a donation to the Romans Warrior Foundation will be, if you don't dog ear it and tell them exactly where, it'll go to all those programs and help keep bringing healing across the nation. We wouldn't be doing what we're doing without Romans. So much love to that whole organization over there for inventing the pathway for us to get the TPO up and running. And, of course, the Doc Talk. All right, the bills are paid. We got that completely done. You know, this is a recorded episode. I want to make sure that people understand that we are not live tonight. If you're watching this on a Tuesday night when we air, please understand there's a reason we're not responding to your comments. It's not that we don't like you. It's that it's a recording. This is one of the few episodes that we do. I do about half and half during podcast season, and this is one that we're going to do recorded. And we're doing that because we got obviously schedule, and like this last time we were just traveling for Heroes on the Water, and doing some training there. So getting skilled up so we can bring some cool stuff back here to the Denver VA therapeutic program that we run with them. And so, yeah, every now and again we do that. But, yeah, so just as a reminder, this is a recorded episode, not live. But please do comment it if you're listening to this on audio-only platform. We thank you. We appreciate all that support. Make sure to smash the subscribe button on YouTube, man. If you're following along through YouTube, or even if you're not, run over there real quick, hit True Patriot Outfitters or the TPO Doc Talk podcast and smash that subscribe. That's a big help for us. It's a great way. It doesn't cost you anything, and it's a great way to support the missions and the things that we're doing out there to keep us on the move. Is that little subscribe like that? You wouldn't believe how much that helps us. So please do. We appreciate that. All right, man. So let's go ahead and get down to it. Let's go ahead and get this guy in here. This guy is coming from Team Nucanoe, and I'm not going to say anything about him. We're just going to learn about him, where he's at, what he's doing, all the good stuff right on the fly. You'll see it unfold in front of you. Let's go ahead and bring into the show Mr. Dan Melby. 1 second while I search through the shifting. There it is. Got it. What's happening, buddy?
Hey, how's it going? Thank you.
Good.
Thanks for having me on.
Do you prefer Daniel or Dan?
We'll go with Dan.
Okay, cool. You know, if I hear my legal first name, it's either I'm in trouble or it's the IRS or a combination of both.
Well, when I hear the middle name, that's when
Right.
I know I'm in deep.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I think I was probably third or fourth grade before I realized my middle name wasn't, God damn it. Because it was Gene, God damn it, get over here. Yeah. Yep. Cool, man. So let's dig into this. You're with Team Nucanoe here. Before we get into that, where you basically calling in and talking to me from here? What part of the U.S.?
I'm from northern Wisconsin.
Nice. That is beautiful, beautiful country up there, brother.
You've been here, right?
Yes, sir. Many times.
Awesome. Okay, great. Obviously, a lot of different waters, lakes, rivers, ponds, you name it, streams. There's so much more.
You guys frozen up right now? You guys hard water season already
Yeah, we're
kicking in?
definitely frozen. Um, don't have any snow, which is pretty wild. Second
Right?
year in a row.
Just the
La
cold temps.
Last year, I believe, yeah, just really cold temperatures. It's been up and down. Mother Nature always swings a little bat at you once in a while.
For sure, for
The
sure.
last year was only about 60 inches of snow, and I think we've only got maybe 15 this year, but it's been melting and then cold again. So ice fishing's been a little crazy. Good ice though this year, so that's a good thing.
See, now in Colorado, we get that stuff. It comes in, but then it melts completely. It's gone. Our foothills area, not a great place for ice. You got to get up in the mountains a little bit, get some elevation, and then you'll find a lot of good ice. But it's all trout and playing around that game.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Good stuff. So when you're not out in your Nucanoe boat, you're unlimited there. You run an unlimited, right, or is it a Frontier?
Frontier 12. Yep.
Nice, nice.
Yep.
So when you're not out doing that, what do you do for a living, brother?
I work at a local plant here in town, so
Very cool.
I also have a side business I do. So I do some pressure washing and I do a lot of stuff. I'm kind of all over the place. I don't get much sleep.
That's right. Work hard, play hard, right? That's the name of the game.
That's right, exactly. Yep, I have my wife and two beautiful children, so spend some time with them. You
Good
know,
stuff.
try to get out as much as I can.
They like
I
fishing too?
I love fishing. Yep, it's
The
my
family, the kids
pastime.
and the wife, do they come with you too, or is that kind of just your
They
time?
they do once in a while, but it's definitely my therapy. That's what keeps me going.
Heck yeah.
Couple other, I mean, I do all types of crazy wild stuff. So I love to skydive. I've bungee jumped before. I just have a good time. Might as well live your life at full throttle.
What the hell convinces you to jump out of a plane if it's still running, dog? I mean, what is that?
It's all about the adventure. It's all
Wow.
about making that heart rate go up a little bit.
I live on the wild side. Like every now and again, I won't set the timer to start my coffee pot. Right? I mean, like that's my level of adrenaline rush. Because I'll come down. Oh,
Yeah.
that's about the limit that I go to these days, man. I got all
Well,
that out of my system at a young age.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love to fat bike in the winter, so that's a lot of
Nice.
fun. I mean, normally if we get snow, I've put on 1,500 miles one year on my fat tire bike. Done a lot of stuff. I'm
I've
always
I've
doing
dr-
something.
I've drank a few Fat Tire beers.
Yeah, them are
I
delicious.
I've done a few of
Yep.
those.
Well, I'm from Wisconsin, so that
You
there's
like?
about there's about um there's about 1,000 houses and about 1,000 bars. So
Heck yeah. But they're good beers, man. That's the thing up there
yes,
is that
yes,
all the, it was the one area of the Midwest that I thought you guys are like the only place that I've found other than, like back here in Colorado where we have all these, little breweries everywhere. You guys have them too, but they're not like bougie town. These are good, just a lot of crafty, involved in
yes.
these beers.
Yep, a lot of craft, a lot of small town.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, we used to have one bar that had a little microbrewery. We have a little wine bar in our town. It's kind of if you like to party or just like to go out and have some good dinner, have the Friday night fish fry at your
Exactly.
local supper club, that
Ev-
have
Every
a
Friday
beer or
night.
two and chill out, relax, have
I think
have a good time.
I think the footprint of most of those little towns that I saw was like, it goes up and you got, a sheriff, fire department, and then a bar. It's got to be in there
Yes.
somewhere.
Yep.
Is it
And
big,
a
big, big?
post office.
The post office. That's right.
Yes.
May or may not have people staffed for the public. It all
Right.
depends, right?
Right. They randomly just have people come in and work a shift or two.
Right. One of the things though that I love about that are number one, it's just flat out beautiful. There's a 4 seasons that take place there. It's very defined each season, but the people up there, I mean, fishing is a part of life. So it's like when anglers come into town, you're not some anomaly. You're not a burden on the community. They know you. I mean, because they are you. Type thing. And that's what I really loved about traveling around and hitting that area up there so much. So, are you with your involvement? You're from up there as well, or did you end up migrating that direction?
Yeah, I'm from here. I've been in Wisconsin my whole life. I
So
wouldn't have it any other way.
fishing's been a part of your life since basically you were old enough to move,
Yep.
right?
Yep. My mom and my dad's house was a quarter mile away from a 28-acre private pond, we'll say.
Nice.
I've my brothers and my sisters kind of got me into it, so I could just walk down there with a fishing pole and a tackle box, and then we had a little rowboat we used to row out there and
Good
caught a
stuff.
lot of big fish in that tiny little lake.
Right, right.
Yeah, crappies and bluegills and sunfish and northern. I never knew there was walleye in that lake. Caught a giant walleye in that wintertime. Neighbor friends, so
Good stuff. So you can ice fish on that pond as well.
yep, yep. Spring fed, so you kind of be a little careful in the wintertime.
Right. Good stuff.
Was
So,
it was a great little lake.
so let's talk about your you joining with Team Nucanoe. How long have you been? You're on one of the local teams, correct?
Yep, yep. I'm on
Okay.
the local team. This will be my second year doing it, so trying
Very
to get
cool.
some support out to our local shop.
And what is the name of the local shop that is a Nucanoe dealer?
Aquatic Arts, and that's actually in Tomahawk, Wisconsin. That's a half an hour
Oh,
from my hometown. So
so you're right up. Hang on, Minocqua area is where you're
yeah,
at from
that
Tomahawk up there.
yep, yep. So where I live, it's about a half an hour to get anywhere. So if you want to go to another town, it's a half hour.
That's awesome,
So yeah, it's great. I
dude.
mean,
You got more water up there than what 12 guys can shake a stick at. Holy
right?
man,
Yeah,
dude, it is
Minnesota.
insane.
Minnesota's got them giant lakes, but Wisconsin has all the lakes. Like
Yeah, has that
ten
everything
thousand,
else,
like their license. Yeah, like their license plate says 10,000 lakes. I think we have 10,000 lakes in about 5 counties.
right?
So
So last couple of years, the All American Kayak Series came up north there. Did you get a chance to jump in either one of those?
I didn't get to. No, I
Gotcha.
need to get on that a little bit better so I can, you know, throw our name out there and how great our boats are.
Do you do much tournament angling, or are you more on the rec side?
I'm more on the recreational side.
Very cool.
I've done. There's a pretty large muskie tournament in my hometown that's sponsored by one of the boat dealers here. I fished that a couple years with a couple partners. Had a great
Nice.
time.
Good stuff. And we have on the TPO team, we have one of our team members doesn't do any tournament angling whatsoever. but he is our DIY guy, man, when it comes to tinkering and working on his boats. And he is our troller and multi-species guy. I mean, he gets out and his content is constantly showing, the different trolling methods. He does it. He prefers it all by foot, by pedaling. But he's got he's got poles coming off of that thing. It looks like a commercial shrimp boat running down our local res, out there. It's pretty cool
Yeah.
looking.
Yeah, it's kind of wild because Wisconsin is only you can only have one line per angler up to three.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty meager, when I do take my actual boat out, I can only have one line for myself. I've always wondered if I should just get a mannequin so I can have that second line out.
Well, here's a picture of your rig that you got set up. A couple of the cool
Yep.
things I loved on this thing, man, is you got the pivot drive in here, our pedal drive system, but you also got the XI3 hanging off the front. So you've got the ability now. Does that have the spot lock on there as well for you?
Yep, has a spot lock on there and it's great for small rivers and everything. There's a local dam that was about a couple miles from my parents' house that I've always wanted to actually take a boat down. So
Right.
um, this was one reason why I got this boat was mainly strictly for that river,
That's so cool.
and I really love the spot lock feature and that nice heavy current. I mean, it just sticks right there.
Yep.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, man. I had a situation on the Missouri River. I was fishing a few years back up at Lewis and Clark, and I found a hot spot on a cut bank, and the current was really coming in hot and creating kind of some back eddies and just really chopping away at that bank. Well, I had to sit in the current so I could pitch and flip. And yeah, that XI3, she just locked me right there in the middle of that current, and it was moving, so it was, having that safety like that I didn't have to worry about getting literally blown back, at 6 mile an hour, down the river. That thing was holding me while I was pitching in and able to really, sniper that whole bank apart and get them all out of there.
Yeah,
You know,
it's great.
you don't see many times with our boats the pivot drive and a motor at the same time, and that's what I noticed in this Frontier here. You've got still space in there, man. You were able to get this all to click together. You got a battery up front for the XI3, but you still in that Frontier platform still have space and room up there to stand up, fish, do what
Yeah,
you want to
and
do.
and I'm not a small guy either. I'm 6'2", about $2.05. So,
Right.
I have a lot of room. I can still pedal around. I can still move around. And I'm geared towards muskies, so that's um my fish of partake,
Choice.
let's just say.
Yeah,
Yep.
your fish of choice. Yeah.
Yep. So, executing the figure eight is a very important maneuver. Um, and I mean, a long 8.5, 9 foot rod will get that nice big long sweep that you need. And I stand up the whole time and cast and make sure I have a really good figure eight. So, and
That's awesome.
it's a great time when you see that big giant fish come up when you're in a kayak, and just stable as can be.
Yeah, the Frontier for many years, man, was the flagship for Nucanoe. I mean, it was our main platform because of its stability, because of its versatility. The Frontier, they knocked it out of the water on. The Unlimited was built on the knowledge gained and the concept of the Frontier. The Unlimited was just the next version beyond that type thing, but everything started right there with that boat. I mean that
Hmm.
is, I mean that thing is, and still to this date, there's people that are still buying them. They prefer some of the things that the Frontier offers. From plus the fact that it has such a great reputation. Out there, it's tough to beat that.
Yeah, I love the big wide deck, and the stability, and I mean all the storage I can put in there. Basically, it just
Heck
blows
yeah.
my mind that you can even put another seat in there and just have two anglers in there as well. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy the accessories that you can get for these.
And that was I loved there was a video that New Canoe put out there to kind of show that when we talk about the weight capacity on these, that goes in there, we're not talking adding the boat's weight into that. No, it's, I know, like, for instance, on the Unlimited, 650 pounds. We're talking you and your gear. Put
Yeah,
650 pounds in that thing before you ever really have to start, worrying. And this is with all scuppers in, right? You
yeah,
know,
yep, unbelievable.
yeah. I mean, that's, like you said, that's two guys, plenty of gear, and maybe a pack of worms.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, honestly, if I was a bear hunter, I could even throw a bear in there if I wanted to.
I
Myself
see.
in a smaller bear, it just blows my mind.
Right. I see pictures every year that guys through the New Canoe channels will post of deer. They run down the river, or they run up the river, whatever. They get to their spot, they hunt, they harvest. Back in the boat goes the deer, and they run it back down the river to get back to their truck, type thing, and get it on out of there. And it's
Yeah,
like that's freaking ingenious, man. I mean, you can
yeah,
paddle
hmm
or motor your way up to your blind or whatever. You don't have to worry about coming in across, the very area you're trying to hunt. That's awesome stuff, and that speaks volumes on that boat,
and just, I mean, pure stealth as
right?
well. You know.
Well, and they've got like duck blinds too. I've seen those, which are stupidly cool. It's a cover that fits over the entire boat.
Yep, yep. Or they'll have some of that fake grass and stuff, so it looks like you're hiding out a bog.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I wanted to get one of those duck blinds just to go fish a tournament in, right? Just to
fun.
roll
Yeah,
up on the guys that way, just to see,
yeah. You
what's up,
just
fellas?
take grass aside,
Yeah,
and there you go.
yeah. I bet you nobody gets near my spots.
No, no.
This guy's about a French fry short of a Happy Meal. It's time to move out of
Yep.
here.
He's wearing a ghillie suit too.
Total stealth.
Yes.
Out here in Colorado, man, that's maybe not a bad idea because these fish out here are so heavily pressured. Plus, we usually have, like, 15 foot, 20 foot of visibility. So, you got to stay back a good distance to really, get it straight. Because the older, bigger ones, they've seen it all before. So you gotta really be, on your game to get to the big ones out here for sure in this cold water.
Yeah, we have a lot of different colored waters here. It's pretty crazy. I'm more of a dark water fisherman just because it is way more dark water than there is clear water here.
Nice.
You do have stained, you do have super clear deep lakes. There's just a whole variety. And the reason why I bought this Frontier as well is because I can get onto these. There's so many musky waters that are just untapped and just small little 100-acre, 200-acre lakes that you can't get into, that I can launch it from a beach. I can launch from a public beach or whatever.
Nice.
There's a small lake close to me that's a little over 100 acres that I can actually launch at a beach. Did a I did a DIY trailer, a little boat trailer I bought from one of my neighbors actually, and I fixed it up and
Right.
I just put my boat on there. I detach it from my car. I wheel it right down to the lake, put my new canoe in there, and then off I go.
That's awesome, man. Now,
A lot of
remind me
fun.
again, what was the name of the dealer that you work with again?
Aquatic Arts in Tomahawk, Wisconsin.
Aquatic Arts. Let's see here. See if I can find them. Pet supplies.
No,
Unique
no.
fish. Aquatic Arts community.
Aquatic Arts.
Do they have a presence on social media at all?
A little bit, not too
Gotcha.
much. I know they switched hands, not too long ago. Dave actually that helped me with my boat situation. He got me all set up. He just recently retired. I know he was helping out at the shop here and there as
Do
well.
they do
So
taxidermy?
yes,
Okay, I found
yep,
them. Gotcha. Here we go.
perfect.
Let's see here. Yeah, we'll get a like on those guys. Good stuff. Yeah, so I'm just out. Okay, yeah, so they're like an outfitters, man. They got apparel there. They got, yeah, all kinds of good outdoor gear. It looks like they're gearing up for the winter stuff for sure.
Yep, yep. They're right on the Tomahawk River there. So that it. I mean, they you can basically take a little demo with their new canoes. It's a great little spot.
Going to their website real quick. It's fishtomahawk.com.
Yep.
Let's see here. Pull up their website and we'll share this for folks. Nope, it's not there. Well, we've got them at Aquatic Fishing Pro Shop here. So we'll share their social media for folks that want to look them
Perfect.
up there. Let's see here. Bada bing. We're doing it on the spot here. Bam, there they are. Aquatic Fishing Pro Shop. Go check them out on Facebook. Give them a like, give them a follow. And yeah, if you're in that area or going to be in that area, this is the place to go to get stuff set up. Sounds like for all, yeah, man, I'm looking through their website here. It's like pretty much all your fishing needs, all your outdoor needs, they got you covered, it looks like.
Yes, they do. Yes.
Musky reels. Oh, there we go. Did you get any of those
Yep.
Tranks 400s, 300s? Wow.
Jam right there. Yep.
Nice. Yeah, Muskie's a big part. Oh, there's a heck of a 27.5 inch walleye. Ooh, doggy.
Big ones.
Good.
Yep. Some good sized ones up here.
That area up there is just flat out beautiful. And like you said, whatever style or type of species you want to fish up there, there's a place for you, right? I mean, that whole area from river to lake to big lake to clear water, not clear water, stained water, whatever, vegetation, offshore, up shallow. It's got you covered across the board. So you're like in the Disneyland for fishermen, man.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yep. How many months would you say that you get open water up there to be when it's not frozen up?
Well, our fishing season doesn't start till the beginning of May. The normal opener is the beginning of May. I believe it's the first weekend in May. But my fishing season mainly starts at the end of May when muskie decides to open.
Very cool.
And then it goes till, our muskie season goes till New Year's Eve actually now.
So cool.
Which is pretty wild because you never know what you're going to get up here. It does have to be open water to fish muskie. So that's, when it's December in Wisconsin, it can be 50 degrees or it can be negative 30.
Right.
So you get so much of a swing, you don't really know what you're going to get.
And when you're fishing for that level of creature with that many teeth, that size, and you're in cold water situations, stability is everything, man. You got to trust that gear when you're out there. And
Absolutely.
Talk on that. Is this your first kayak that you've ever fished out of, or have you had a chance to see the rest before you went to the best?
No, I just went all in right with Nucanoe because I knew it was going to be stable. And once I got in that boat the first time, I was like, it just blew my mind.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've had a chance to pedal a few others and be super close, be on the water in a couple different brands, and there's some good kayaks out there. I'm never gonna say that things are junk or whatever, because they're not. There's a lot of great kayaks out there, and it is a lot of personal preference. But if you're new coming in, I'm telling you right now, that Nucanoe is going to be tough to beat on one of their platforms. Depending on what you want to do, and it's the beauty I love about our boats, brother, is the fact that it's do it your way. You're not stuck one way of rigging, one way that this is where this has
Right.
to go. No, work with it, tinker with it. I'm going into what are we in now? Year 3, year 4? Year 4. I'm going in season 4 now, and actually no, season 3 now. 1, 2, 3. Nope, yep, 4. 4, 4, 4, yeah, 25. So season 4, and I'm going to be rigging a little bit different now because I've just over time I know now where I want to be. I've got some certain things and I've got a certain rigging. But now if I get in stupid shallow water, like if I get my way and get back to La Crosse, and get back in the Mississippi backwaters, that bow mount's coming off and the Newport's going on the tail end because that's the way I prefer to run those waters. I don't need spot lock so much. The weeds and
Right.
and sheer
Absolutely.
willpower hold me in place.
Yeah. The best thing about Nucanoe is, if you don't have all of this money, you can just buy the boat. You can paddle it around, you get that beautiful 360 seat. It's comfortable, it's stable, and then, you can add as you go. So whatever way you want to go, you can do it. So
Isn't that the
if I
truth?
wanted to, I can buy the Honda 2.3. I can put that on there. I can have my bow mount. I can have all my musky gear. I mean, musky gear is not small.
No,
So you can go small, you can go big. You can go really big. I have 9 combos, that I can fish with. I can troll. I can cast. I can set up a live sucker in the fall.
nice.
I mean, I can put a cooler in there to put suckers in. I can pedal it. I can paddle it. It's just the possibilities are endless. And just the amount of room in the boat.
And a
It just
gigantic net.
You just feel, and it's great because you're right on top of the water,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
right on top of
And
the water, and you can see everything. And
that's awesome, man. Yeah, it's. I mean, you
move
get on an
around.
intimate
It's
level
it's
on the water
awesome.
for sure. Looks like we
That
got
is
a
right. Yeah.
little audio delay there. It looks like
Oh,
that's all right. Yeah, I think it's working its way out now.
good.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Well, sweet man. Yeah, that's and that's the new canoe versatility. That's right next to the stability piece. When we were looking, stability was our number one, just because we knew we were going to be putting people in them that had never been in a boat before. So we wanted to make sure stability was the first, primary, and then that versatility, mobility as well. Like you said, you can just get the boat and get going. You don't need to be ridiculous like some of us out there that got way too much crap packed in them. You can go simple, right?
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, you can
But
go simple, you can go elaborate,
very cool.
or anything in between.
Good stuff. So what would you say? We've been talking a lot of these. If you had to pick one of your favorite um, features that the Frontier gives. What is probably one of the your more favorite of all the positives that it carries?
I love all the deck space. I love all the deck space, and how I can lay out all my tools, my release tools, my net. Because I mean, a musky net is very large. I can actually, when if I stood in the bottom of my net, I can lift it up to my chest and still have enough room.
Yeah, I mean, if you look, it's right. I mean, look at the size of this monster. Yeah, that thing is huge.
Yeah. Well, we do need to be on the conservation side as well. So a
Right?
big important net is, one of the biggest tools. If anybody ever wants to get into fishing muskies, they ask what you need to start with. You need to start with a big net and a lot of good release tools, one rod and reel, and a couple
That's awesome.
baits.
That's awesome.
So
Because you want to, I mean, you want them to get back out there, stay healthy, and be ready for somebody else to be able to catch them as well. I mean, that's the whole.
Absolutely.
It's the hunt,
And
right?
it's the hunt. It's the hunt. And heck, I want to catch that fish 5 years from now, you know,
Right. That's
just to
awesome.
see how it grew. And I mean, I've had multiple catches before where I've caught the same fish. Muskies are very territorial. They're very seasonal. So like one area in the fall, they're going to be in that same spot in most cases.
Well, and I heard once too is that, like you just said, is that there's usually in a given area, if you find one of these in here, that's their spot. I mean, other muskie don't come into the same area. They kind of give each other the freedom when they get to a certain size,
Right,
you know,
especially
because
if it's that big mama.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we're talking apex predator of the water, right? I mean, this is the top. This is the lion sitting there. Nothing's hunting it, you know, other than something bigger than it or the same size as it, you know, type deal.
Yep. I mean, the only predator really is birds and humans.
Us, yeah.
Yep. So,
And some of those birds better be careful if they get too close to some of the bigger ones because they're on the menu just the same.
oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's kind of air, it's kind of sea and water, you know.
Right.
It's kind of it's kind of air and water, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a wicked creature. I've seen some of the shots from this thing. Probably the closest of any measurable size I've hit was a really good sized pike, you know, like 38, 39
Hmm.
inch pike, you know, and they're just freshwater barracuda. You know, those things are just vicious, man.
Yeah, they are. They're actually like very, very close, let's say, cousins to the northern pike. And actually, when um, they actually have hybrids called a tiger muskie, which I
Yep.
don't know if anybody's ever seen that beautiful paint job that they have, but that's when a muskie and a pike breed, spawn, and then becomes a just a beautiful tiger striped muskie.
Yep. And the word is basically that the tiger muskie themselves can't spawn once they, you know, it has
Correct.
to still come the other
Yep.
direction. So yeah,
Yep.
we've got a pond up here, a little lake up here that's got tiger muskie in it, and you're not even permitted to um, boat these things if they're under 36 inches. You know, they want them 36 and above before you can keep, or you can even, you know, boat the things to look at them. It's like good night,
Yep.
man. That's steel
Yes.
leader time at that point.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, the gear that I fish with is pretty heavy duty, so 80-pound test line, 12-inch steel wire leaders, make sure your knots are good, you're out, and you got to make sure you sharpen your hooks when you fish for these guys, because if you're not sharpening your hooks, you might as well go hunting without bullets.
Right? Because that's their mouths are all bone, man. I mean, it's just that's why they destroy
Yes.
your gears so bad when they strike bass gears because it's just a bone, you know, toothy, you know, clamp that's tearing your stuff apart.
Yeah, when I bring my reels in at the end of the season and have my buddy work on them, he says, "Boy, you did a number on these things."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, any big plans this season, man, or just going to be a lot of rinse and repeat and trying to help out All Aquatic there where you can? Or you got any big trips on the setup?
I mean I have multiple screenshots. I'm always doing kind of looking down the pipeline of which next lake I need to fish.
Right.
Well, if I decided to have, 10 years off and be able to fish every single day on a different lake, you know how long it would take me in
Right.
this area? It just blows my mind.
Yeah, that's you are definitely surrounded by a ton of water up there. If you folks that are watching this, if you're looking for a place to go, that area is especially during the spring, summertime, talk about it, just a destination location. Get up there and go. I mean, all the hotel accommodations you can think of, from camping to lodging of any kind. And it's just, there's stuff to do for just weeks on end. There's all kinds of stuff you can get into, especially take your yaks up there and go fishing, man, and just go buzzing around up there. It's a beautiful, beautiful neck of the country.
If anybody wants any help in the area, just give me a little shout out. I'd be glad to help and go on a little kayak adventure. You name it, we can do it.
Good stuff. That's awesome stuff. All right, brother. Well, listen, I appreciate you stopping in here and doing a quick little interview with us. It's cool to get to see where everybody's at here. You know, one of the things about Nucanoe, you're not going to find us at big box stores. You're going to find us at little dealerships, and some bigger dealerships too. But you're not going to find us at the big box stores. So check out Aquatic Fishing Pro Shop if you're in the northern Wisconsin area. There, they can get you covered, get you squared away. And yeah, man, I mean, that's just from an area of the country that knows fishing, that it's a part of life. I mean, that's where you're at up there. So you're the guys that people need to be reaching out to for sure, man, and getting their next kayak adventure set up.
Absolutely.
Well, we appreciate you hang out for me here after this here, and we'll square up as soon as I roll this out. Folks at home, make sure, smash the subscribe button for us. It is a major, major way to help support the mission that we're on, keep things rolling for us. If you're listening to us on the audio platforms, we appreciate you in a big way. That is actually one of the areas that we are doing pretty well in, is on that audio download side. So definitely check every Tuesday night. We have this stuff. Next on the list that we're going to be having is in January here that we're going to be playing. Actually, this may air a little bit after these others here, so I won't say who's up next, because it's again, this is a recorded episode, not live, so I'm not quite sure just yet. I have to see where everything lands in the schedule. But check us out every Tuesday night on the Heroes Media Group, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. As always, folks, we appreciate you. Couldn't do it without you. Tight lines. Be safe.